Okay, let's start. Maybe other attendees will join during the meeting, but I respect your time, and that's why let's get started. Okay, let me introduce my screen to you. Okay, before we start, I will introduce you to our company. One moment. Our company's name is Skillsoft. We develop apps for Confluence, Jira, Bitbucket. We are in this business for more than 12 years already. We have more than 20 apps on the Atlassian marketplace and more than 15,000 customers all over the world. Here's our popular apps that you've probably came across if you are familiar with Atlassian ecosystem. And a few words about me. I'm a product manager at Skillsoft. I curate a couple of apps at our enterprise for data center, Confluence Data Center and Jira Cloud. My responsibilities include everything from creating content and marketing strategy to writing specifications, product requirements to developers. So all my job, all the content is stored in Confluence. And for 3 years of working with this tool, I have quite mastered it, and I'm eager to share my knowledge with you. Here are a few of my articles that you can find in our blog, and check it out. So yeah, this is a bit about me. Let's dive into our presentation, and here's our agenda for today. I will start with staples for technical writing in Confluence. Then this section will include Confluence content analytic tips. Then we will move towards Confluence life hacks for experienced technical writers, and we will wrap it up with tools for advanced technical writing. A few moments for arranging this meeting. You can ask questions during the meeting in the chat, and we will be doing the Q&A session right after the presentation. Also, I need to mention that for some concepts in Confluence, I will give you just screenshots, and for more complex like workflows or tools, I will introduce them in live environment. Let me quickly see my notes. What else I wanted to mention? And very important note that in the first section, in the staples for technical writing in Confluence section, I won't go deep into how Confluence works, what this tool is about. You can easily find this information anywhere on the web. My goal is to share my personal experience with you and experience of my fellow colleagues, technical writers. So if you need to understand like Confluence in general, how it works, you can read my article where I compare Confluence and Google Docs. I suppose it gives you understanding on how this tool works in general. So let's dive in. Staples for technical writing in Confluence. This section includes a few points. The first one is content accuracy. And this section also is divided into 3 parts: page owning, content archiving, and content analytics. Let's start with page owning. Why it's important? There are 2 points that I need to mention here. The first one, page owning is important because some people come and go to organization. They create many content, then they abandon it, and nobody is responsible for it. And over the time, Confluence gets flooded with these useless documents. And some people can align with this not relevant pages. So it's important to highlight who owns this document so that to reach out to them and ask, for example, for some details, for updates, and so on. And also, another important note that in Confluence, it's not usually the case that page creator is someone who owns this document. For example, it could be your assistant who created this document for you, or an employee that no longer works in this organization. So it's important to highlight who owns this document. And in Confluence Data Center, there is no out-of-the-box feature for this. And users of Confluence apply the following workaround for this. There is a page properties macro in Confluence. Let me show you. It looks like this, yeah, and you just inside any table. It's kind of like page metadata. And you just highlight who owns this document by mentioning employee. So in Data Center, Confluence users do it manually. In Cloud, they automated this feature. And when you open any page in Confluence Cloud, you will see this 3 dots, and you can easily change the owner of the document. I won't introduce you in live to this feature. It's pretty easy to find it on any page. Let's move on. Another thing that it's also important to follow, it's archiving content that you don't need anymore. As I mentioned, over the time, Confluence gets flooded with documents, and it leads to the following problem. Your Confluence searchers are flooded. I mean, when you try to find some content in Confluence, it gets hard for you to find because there are many useless content, and you also need to filter this content. I mean, to show somehow that you don't need to align with this content anymore in case you don't want to delete it. Maybe it contains some important information. Again, Confluence Data Center doesn't have a built-in feature for highlighting that the content is archived. You can do it manually, and I want to show you how users usually mark that the content is archived. For example, they somehow flag content with a label, yeah, or any visual indicator. I will show you a bit later, and restrict editing. Also, they usually add a name to a page that it's archived, so that when you search any content in Confluence, you will immediately notice that this page doesn't work for you. And again, they use page properties macro to indicate who, why, and when archived a document. And there is a trick that you need to create an archive folder in your space and put all the archived content in the space under this page tree. Or you can create another approach and just add a space in Confluence called archived and dump all the archived pages right there. Let me show you how it works. This is the archived page. It is no longer used. As you see, I've mentioned in the page name that it's archived. And also, I've added page properties on the page and highlighted the points mentioned. Then we need to move this page under this folder. And when we navigate to the main page, we will see this page properties report. Let me show you how it looks. Page properties report helps you to collect all the metadata on one page. For example, I've created this report with the label archived. It means that any page that in the current space that contains this label will be automatically reflected in this report. So it's very convenient. Okay, move on. In Confluence Cloud, they also automated this process, and you will find an archive feature when you just highlight any page in the page tree and press on the three dots, and then you will see this archive feature, and it quickly moves your page under the in this archived pages box. So you don't need to do some manual procedures to archive a page. Also, it's important to mention that for Confluence Cloud Premium and Enterprise clients, they have bulk archive feature and automation feature that can help you to automate archiving. For example, now it's only available to archive pages one by one, but with these additional features, you can do it much faster and even automate these processes. Okay, move on. Confluence Analytics. It's important to mention it in this section because it is the thing that helps you to identify the content that needs to be archived. And a few words about analytics. In Confluence, Analytics is divided into two parts, page analytics and space analytics. I would love to show you how to detect the content that needs to be archived. And for these purposes, I will show you Confluence Space Analytics. Let's shift to this page. As you see, Confluence Space Analytics is located at the top of the space. Yeah, you can find it here. And detect the content that is maybe outdated. You need to move to this content tab and find all the pages in the space. And here you can use your own method to archive pages. Or, for example, I can give you some tips, and you can use this. It's universal approach. For example, if the content never viewed and last modified long ago, it's a red flag. And if the content has low user views, last viewed long ago, and last modified long ago, it also means that the content can be archived. So you can use your own approach that is developed in your organization to detect this content. Or I suppose I just shown you universal things, and you can apply them as well. As you see, you can find this data that I've already mentioned here. And the content, the outdated content that needs to be archived. Okay, move on. The next point in this section with tables for technical writing is structure. The first thing that helps you to structure your documents is using page templates. In Confluence Data Center, you will find page templates when you create a page, and you will see this three dots button. And once you press it, you will see the available drafts, the available templates, and also you can create your own one. In Confluence Cloud, it's a bit different. Let me find my cloud environment. In Confluence Cloud, when you create a page, you will see this box with the templates here, and you can use them. It's like the basic thing for standardizing your documents in Confluence, so that make sure that everyone will create the same docs and use the same like workflows and so on. Okay, let's move on. Another point is page tree. It's also like a very basic concept in Confluence. You can page tree helps you logically structure your documents. For example, you can use structure like this for your marketing campaigns. Or for example, you can use year as the main page and link all the nested pages to it. It just depends on your logic, on your approach, how it's convenient for you. But it helps you to build a logic in your documents. What else? Anchors. Anchors, it's also Confluence macro that helps you to navigate your pages a bit faster. Let me show you how it looks. Anchor actually helps you to make a link to a specific place in the document. It's especially helpful when you have a long page, a long document, and you need to quickly navigate to some place in this document. As you see, it navigates directly to the points that I've added this macro to. And let me show you how it looks in edit mode. As you see, I've added this macro and name it conversion. Then for this metric, I've created a link and used this advanced tab, and then mentioned conversion anchor and added hashtag to it. And that's how it works. Yeah, you can add anchor to any page, to any place on the page. Okay, let me close it. Next, formatting. Also, a basic concept for formatting is to use visuals and inbuilt macros. It helps you to engage your readers and make your pages more digestible and easy to read. And InPlace Editor, I will show you a bit later. Here is how a page can look if you use inbuilt Confluence macro. This content is more perceivable, and this is how it looks in edit mode. So you can build it yourself, just using this native Confluence macro in data center. InPlace Editor. InPlace Editor, it's our app, the app of Skillsoft. We created it for edit long documents by chunks. It's really convenient because when you have a long document, sometimes you can forget where you've made edits, and you need to scroll the page with the purpose just to find a place where you worked. So let me show you just very quickly how it works. As you see, these are the headings, and every heading has its pencil. This pencil is our app that just helps you to edit the chunk of this document. And it's really quickly. For example, if you edit a document in the end, you will need to press edit and move to the part that you need to edit. So it's also really helpful. Move on. Life hack for fast editing in cloud. I've noticed that not that many users know it, but this feature that our app helps to address in data center, it exists in cloud, but you need to use shortcuts for this. You just need to navigate to a place you want to edit and press E on your board, and that's it. Let me show you quickly, very quickly. how it looks. One moment. I want to navigate fast to Confluence Cloud, but I need to go back. Okay, let me refresh the page. For example, if I want to start editing, for example, somewhere here, I just press E and my page goes right to edit mode, and you can start editing right at this place. Yeah, this is it. Okay, move on. One moment. Confluence life hacks for experienced technical writers. This section contains more information. So the first thing, structure. What helps you to structure documents? First thing that is really helpful for this purpose is to create your internal system of labels. It helps you to categorize the same documents and then easily find any document that with this label. Yeah. For example, labeling pages, you can use content by label macro then to browse all the pages with this label. Let me show you it in live environment. Yes, as you see, all these pages are marked with these labels. And I just added content by label macro and mentioned what label, what documents I want to see in this section. So, yeah. Move on. The next thing is code block macro. It's helpful when you, for example, put some code snippets, log outputs, configuration files in Confluence. And as you see, I've made a screenshot where I compared how your Confluence log file, just log file looks like when you don't use code block macro and when you apply it. I also created a page. As you see, it perceives much better when you use code block macro. Okay. The next thing I want to highlight is the source editor macro. It can be useful in cases when, for example, you have some obstinate formatting. For example, you copy-paste something outside, and Confluence can't clear this markup. And this is where Confluence Editor comes in. It's a free app developed by Atlassian. You just need to download it and install on your Confluence instance. And it helps you to see the markup of the page and apply some changes when view mode, editing doesn't work for you. Let me introduce you to this feature. For example, there is also the case that sometimes your organization can use content style guide. For example, you create some documents that need to be shared with the external stakeholders, and it requires special formatting. And sometimes native Confluence colors, features don't quite cut it. So you can use Confluence source editor. It looks like this, and just apply your color CSS style in this tag where you need. Also, sometimes that there are broken links that you can't even edit, and to understand what's the reason for that, why it doesn't work, we also can go to editor and find this link and see that it doesn't have the attributes that directs you to this place, to this destination. So you just add here any place you want users to be navigated. Another life hack I want to show you. but I need another page for it. Let me find it. It's the life hack that I found it. Even some marketplace apps use. I mean, you pay for this, and I will show you how to work around this. Sometimes we have a really long list of Confluence tasks on the page, and it's a pretty tedious procedure, you know, to cross them one by one. It's not the case that can be tedious, but believe me, your tasks can be task list can be quite extensive. So we also need for the trick Confluence Source Editor, and we need to find this. Let me show you this incomplete. One moment, I remember how to do it. Incomplete. Yeah, as you see, it's highlighted, but not to make all the words incomplete substituted. We need to also add these brackets. And then we need to substitute it for complete and press replace all. Hit apply. And this is the trick. All your tasks are crossed in bulk. So this is the life hack you can also use with the source editor. When it comes to cloud, you also need an app for this. And this app is also free. It's more looks like a developer tool, like Visual Code. I forgot the name. Visual Code, as far as I remember. It looks like this. Let me show you. Where is my Confluence Cloud? Here it is. You will find this macro on the page. Here it is, Source Editor Pro. And it will show you the markup of the page in cloud. So you can make the same I've already shown you in cloud as well. Okay, let's move on. Graphic tools. It's also a really useful thing when you want to visualize complex concepts, to visualize some processes, workflows, because this information also is perceived better. And this is the page that I've created with Lucidchart Diagrams app. It's another software that takes much time for me to explain how to use these tools. But I just want to mention that Confluence has integration with these tools, and you can paste any charts, diagrams right into Confluence pages. Yeah, and visualize some complex concepts, as I've shown you on this screenshot. Okay, move on. Reusing content. It's also like a must-have conception in Confluence, and let me quickly tell what it means and what it's meant for. Instead, of copy-pasting some piece of content that is reused multiple times on many pages, it's a more smart way to use excerpt macro and excerpt include macro. It's these are the two complementary apps. They help you to cut information from one page and paste it to another one, and paste it to many other pages. And why it's useful? Sometimes when you copy-paste something, you need to update information in any resource where you pasted this content. But in case you use excerpt macro and excerpt include macro, you update information automatically. Yeah, let me show you. It's just quicker instead of copy paste to do this. Firstly, you need to put any piece of content you want to reuse in the excerpt macro. As you show, for example, we want to use this table multiple times on other pages. Analytics, I just need to remember the name of this page. For example, I want to paste it here. And I need to use excerpt include macro for this, and just add this page. Yeah, and as you see, this page, this table will be included here. And when you want to update information, you just need to update this information in the first resource in the excerpt macro, and it will be automatically updated on other pages where this macro was pasted. So it's really useful. And another app that can help you with this, it's include page macro. Instead of the two mentioned macro, this even helps you to paste the whole page. And the case for this, templates. As I mentioned, that you can create your own templates and then just paste them, and reuse them. It's better to say like this. Okay, move on. And here's the place also to mention our app, how it helps you with technical writing. Our app, Talkenline Comments, helps you. They address many cases. It's your comments manager. But for technical writing, they are especially helpful in two cases: review process and fast editing. And it has many different features, but I'll just quickly introduce you to these features, because they really enhance your editing in Confluence and review processes. The first idea is suggestions, the first feature. You probably know that this feature in Google Docs that helps you autocorrect documents. And this is what this feature does in Confluence Data Center. You can easily just highlight any pieces of content, and page owner can apply them automatically or reject them. So it really helps you to quickly edit your documents. Let me show you how it works. For example, I've added a few suggestions. It works like this. I just highlight any piece of content, and you will see this suggestion button. And as I've already added, let me just, for example, accept them. And these pieces where I accepted them was automatically changed. Okay, next thing that help you in this process, that our Talk app works in edit mode. Why it is helpful? You know, when you edit a document, for example, your reviewer made some comments over the page. For example, like this is the native comment, and your reviewer told you to correct this part of the document. And to edit it, you go change it, you go to edit mode, and then this is a dilemma. If you change this piece of content directly, you need to delete this comment to change it. Another case, you can just copy, paste this comment, and then to delete this part. But you lose context, how you can make sure that your edits are correct. So with the Talk app, it's another concept of comments. So just for example, you have this comment. Your reviewer asks you to change this workflow like this. You can easily put this talk here, change it like so, and it's written, and you don't lose and like easily apply edits. Or you can also use talk suggestion feature for editing. What's more? And also, you know, native Confluence comments, you can't add new ones. You can't reply to these comments in edit mode. You just can see them, and that's it. With our comments, you work with them, add new ones, and yeah, work just as in view mode. Another helpful thing that I want to mention is the talk archive feature. I've created this interesting case. You can create a link to our talk. And when you archive a comment, you can, for example, refer to it in some conversation like this. You know, you always have context at hand. You don't resolve, you don't delete a comment, you just archive it, and it disappears from the sidebar, but it's on your page. You have always context at hand. You can refer to it. Let me be more representative and show you how it works. This is the archive comment. When we unfold the talk sidebar, you see we only have one comment because this one is archived, but still you can see all the context. You don't delete it, and you can always refer to it. For example, just copying this talk and mentioning it here. For example, if your boss asks you to provide some details, you can refer any conversation. The problem with native comments is that you just only can resolve them, and if the part of the content that the comment was added to was changed, you can't find a context for your comment. So with our talks, yeah, you just leave this comment on the page, and it will be exactly at the place where your discussion happened. Okay, and I suppose a final case, our talk report. It's also helpful for reviewer. It helps you to observe all the tasks mentioned in comments, because usually talk comments help you to identify the tasks, not identify, to add tasks that needed to be done over the document. And as a reviewer, for example, you've added many tasks on Confluence page in comments, and you want to observe what comments are still opened, why comments, when comments were rejected or accepted, who is responsible for these discussions, and maybe to reach out to them and ask why this task is still open. So let me show you. This is our talk report. It contains all the tasks from the space. As far as I remember, let me check the settings of it. Yeah, I've mentioned here the space. Find all the talks, and it collects the information about talks, comments, and suggestions. This feature that I've already mentioned. You can also browse the pages with some labels here. Yeah, you can browse comments and suggestions separately if you need, and you easily can find now discussion also to, for example, detect who owns this comment and easily reach out to it. You can navigate this comment right away from this page, as you see. What else? Yeah, you can also mark priority for the comment. Let me quickly, for example, add priority for this talk, for this task. And as you see, report is updated automatically. Also, it's collected information about what suggestions were accepted, rejected, and so on, and who mentioned in discussion, and when the comment was resolved. So for reviewing purposes, it's really helpful. It is the feature that Confluence native comments don't provide. Okay, let me move on. So this is pretty much it. Now there is the time for Q&A. If you have some questions, please let me know. I will try to address them. Okay. First question I see it. Review the anchor again. Maybe you can reach out to me afterwards, and I will give you the details how to do this. Maybe I even can share you my case in the presentation. I suppose it can be more useful time-wise. I've already stopped sharing, but in the next slide, I will show my email, and you can just reach out to me and ask any information you need. Maybe you have other questions.
Oh, yes. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for your presentation. I really enjoyed it. And I have a question about the templates and the templates for the articles. Can you create your own templates?
Yeah, for sure. You can do this. I've mentioned this, but I can show it one more time. Okay.
Oh, sorry, then I missed it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Let me find, for example, when you create a page, you press these 3 dots, and then you will see this link, add to customer templates for second place. And here you will see this button, create new template. You just create and save it. And then next time it will be shown in this list when you create a page.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, not at all. Maybe other questions. If you don't have any questions, feel free to reach out to me after the presentation. I'm really open to knowledge sharing. And I would love to ask you, if you use Confluence Cloud already and have some obstacles in terms of collaboration with inline comments, as you see, our Talk app so far only on data center. But if you have some cases you need to address on Confluence Cloud, please let me know. Just scan this QR code and it will move you to the email box, and you can just drop me a few lines. I'll be really thankful for this information. It really helps me in my job. So if we don't have any questions, I suppose this is the time to thank you for being with me all this time. And I hope that you will apply this knowledge, and also you can now add a new skill in your LinkedIn profile and share with everyone that you have this new skill. Yeah, please feel free to reach out to me after the presentation. Thank you for staying with me, and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.